Hey everyone, I'm NornQueenAlexis and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to this simple tutorial on how to do basing. This is like 5-minute basing. This is actually really simple basing techniques that I do that make your models just kind of stand out and pop quite a bit. Like you can see it here on my Outrider. This looks amazing. Like, in my opinion, I think this looks terrific. And this is simple. This took me less than like 5 minutes. So I thought I'd walk you through the process of doing these bases and all of the steps that go into them. So over here we have an Eradicator. Boop, there he is. Look at him. His name is Jim. Jim the Eradicator. He works in accounting usually, but sometimes he goes out and eradicates things. You know, it's good stress relief. Yep. Anyway, so let's get to it and show you how to do this stuff and what you're going to need. So first off, you're going to need these things. These are turfs, not the ones that you fight on the internet, but the ones that you find for your terrain basing. These are super useful. This one is called, these are all by Army Painter. This is not a sponsored video by them. I just like their products. So this one's called Meadow Flowers. This one's called Lowland Scrubs. You know, those things that you find outside, not those things that you battle on the internet. And then we have the Woodland Scrubs. These are those nerds that sit out in the woods that you beat up. Anyway, this is what we need. We also need rocks. Rocks are really cool and rocks are super useful. This is literally just like the remnants of like a chainsaw hitting a tree and then just collected. Yeah. So that's all you need for this. You can actually make all of this stuff yourself. It's really simple. But for its price of $5 at my store, Games U, here in Arizona, I'm not going to complain at all. Like, I paid close to like $15. No, wait, it was like six, and 6. So, you know, Mark of the Beast and whatever. And then I paid $4 for this, and then I bought those two. So like $20 to do like 40 bases, if you can get that, if you can squeeze that much out of this. But let's get to the actual basing. So let's push this over to the side. We're going to need this stuff. We're also going to need Army Painter Green Grass. I like this stuff. It's super useful. Even if you don't like the grass look, this can work really good for asphalt as well. Just put it on the base and then paint it over, and you get a really cool effect like that. That's how you get really good mud effects. Okay, so let's put that over to the side. I am using my camera for this, my phone for this. I do apologize. Then we need dirt. This is Brown Battleground. It's pretty decent. I have no problems with this. So this is what we want our base to look like. This is my Fiends base. You just saw these on my Instagram and Facebook. And you can see the technique that we're going to be using for this. It's really, really, really simple. The next thing you need is glue. I'm using Gorilla Glue for this, and I'm getting it on my hand because I'm an idiot. So I'm going to rub this all over my hand, and then my hand is sticky. So that's super fun. I don't know why I did that, but it seemed like fun at the time. Then we need a brown paint. Now, this is the only time that I would suggest, not P3. P3 is actually a really good paint, but like those Walmart craft paints, just go and grab a $1 paint that's like dark brown and just crappy, but really thick. And you're going to need that. And then you're going to need a really, really, really crappy brush. As you can see, this is my basing brush, which is funny because I think this is actually an expensive brush that I just use. Yeah, this is. Whatever. Don't care. I replace these brushes regularly. Then we need a model to paint. So I have a early 2000s Chaplain here. This one I just finished painting the other night. Pretty happy with how he came out. I forgot a part on him. I got to redo that purity seal on him. But overall, he is pretty much finished. I like him. And I have my D&D character, my Arkoko, who's named Sly Skyrunner. Arakoko's are really funny. This one is supposed to be remnant of a raven and not a crow. So we have some bases to do. And this technique will even work on large bases and make large models actually look really good too. Although you can see where the paint dried and you have to go back over it and do a second layer and then put more on there so you can cover it. But this is my giant clawed fiend. which is a Legends unit that's really good. So we're going to pop open this paint. I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and pop this open. I'm also doing this one-handed, so forgive me. Then we're going to carefully put paint on our paintbrush. And I'm going to miss because I'm looking through the camera. Anyway, we got paint on our paintbrush. Don't ever repeat that noise or take it out of context. We're going to go ahead and just dab it on the model. We don't really care. We actually want it thick in this case. I don't know why I'm looking through the camera lens to do this. This is actually making it incredibly difficult to do. I really don't know why I'm looking through the camera lens. Okay, so let's just go ahead and we can even use the paintbrush to turn our model. Get right to the back. And I am using a GW stand, which I really like these stands. I know a lot of people don't. Whoa, this is so weird. There we go. I know a lot of people don't like these, but I really like them. Okay, so then we're done with our brush. Don't really care about that. This is my painting table, so again, I don't care. Next, we need grass. So I'm going to pause this. So now we got this thing popped open, but we only want to put a little bit of grass on here. You could start with dirt or grass and do it either way. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just build the stuff up on there and just let it go to where it wants to go. Shake it like crazy. Okay. All right, so there we go. We got grass on one side, not on the other. Looks nice. Boop. So we're done with the grass. And I am doing this one-handed, so please forgive me for messing up a lot. Next, we need our dirt. So then we're going to take our Coco and just dip her in the dirt. See, now we got a nice base. It's really, really quick to do this too. And this is tabletop standard. This is not like, oh, this is the one trick that'll make your bases really pop and be wowzers. This is more like, hey, Alexis, I have a tournament coming up in like 2 days and I need to base 6,000 models. Boom, done. And you could stop right here and this would be finished. Like for a tabletop standard, you can slap your miniature across the table and boom, you're done. Now you are going to notice that the flock did fall off. And yes, if you do this, you will get all the excess that didn't stay on the model. But as you can see, even banging this around, the miniature has most of its flock on. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and just put other stuff on this base once the camera focuses. So how we do this is we simply take our glue, and this glue is mostly empty, so hopefully it'll work. Come on. And this is still wet, by the way. Like, I haven't paused since it... Come on. This glue is just not working with me. Come on. There you go, you did it. And we'll pick 3 spots on here. So 1, 2, let's put 1 right up front. And you know what? We'll do 4. 4 seems nice. So now we got 4 spots on there. So then we just simply pick one of these and we just go boop, push it down right in the middle with our nail. And yes, I did chip my nail. It sucks. Then we grab a different one. See? Boop. Pinch it. Put it right next to the first one. So you get this nice effect of multiple plants. Then we have one in the back. So with that, we want to actually put a rock on it. So I'm going to try to open this. And yes, I did just use my mouth to open this. So then we want to pick out a few rocks here and just drop them where that glue is. Okay, I'm going to dab that down. Righty. Then we got one more spot where a rock fell into, actually. So what we'll do is we'll take a few more rocks from in here. Just drop them along there. Because that's where they want to settle. Which is good for us because that's where we want them to settle. little tiny glue. Come on. Come on. Don't fight me. Don't fight me. It's really hard to do this one-handed, BT dubs. One second. I just spilled that everywhere because I'm doing this one-handed. Little tiny bit of glue. Now the reason I like Gorilla Glue is because it doesn't dry with a color, it just stays white. And essentially, once this focuses, you have a fairly nice base. Like, that's all this really is just get this done to a standard. Now, there is a bit on the edge here that I want to get covered, so I will do that. And with a little touching up, we now have a pretty nice miniature that's ready for tabletop. Now, this, of course, isn't like professional grade. We're going to knock more things down. Luckily, that's not full. This is more or less, again, tabletop standard. That's all I'm going for is, does this look okay on the tabletop? And I can't pick up that rock because of my nails. But like, even my Marines, if you look closely at them, they are not painted that well. Like, there's a giant gap in the middle, which that originally wasn't there. I sealed that and it cracked open and I got mad at it, so I just didn't do it. But like, my stuff is strictly tabletop standard, and how I did this mud is how I said before. This is just extra flock built into the mud itself to give it a three-dimensional effect. That's it. So now let's do this guy, and we're going to apply the same techniques, and I'm going to get all the brown on his base and get him ready. Once he decides to zoom out, there we go. So now he's got all his goopity goop on him. So that's ready to go. So then I get paint all over my hand, and we just simply dip them in one side, shake that, let the dirt go to where it wants to go, and then, so I did throw a little bit more paint on him just to get some more stuff on him. Shake the ever-living crap out of him. Throw flock everywhere because I'm doing this one-handed and looking through a camera. And then technically I could just stop here and he would be done at a tabletop standard, but I always do a little bit extra and that's it. Focus, focus. There you go. And that is pretty much him done. That's it. Now when you put him on the tabletop, they look so professional, don't they? Wowzers, when you look up close, they look like trash. But from here, they look amazing. And that's pretty much it when it comes to doing basing. It's really just about getting like the model to look enough okay that it passes on the tabletop. And one of my favorite things about this whole thing is this is really good for anybody who wants to do tournaments or anything like quick events, or doesn't want to lose 10 points when playing a game, because sometimes basing counts. It really depends on your opponent. I typically don't count basing. I count the model itself being painted, but not the base. But if you want some other painting tips that I do, please just let me know in the comments below. I'm not a good painter. I'm an okay painter at best. There's plenty of other better ones out there. So, I hope this video was good. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, follow me on all sorts of social media, including Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And I kind of want to do some more of these videos. It could be a lot of fun. As always, NornQueenAlexis. Love you guys. Bye.